My name is Dr. Crystal Sands, but I hope you'll feel free to call me just Crystal. And I want to welcome you to our English 550 course. I am here in sunny and warm Maine. The only time Maine is sunny and warm is in July and August. And I hope you are as excited as I am to get started on this wonderful class. I wanted to tell you just a little bit about myself, and then I'm just going to go in and offer some general tips. Each week I will make a video to welcome you to each module or each week of our course. But this one, since it's our first week, is just kind of a broad overview and introduction. But I am going to provide what I believe are some really important and helpful tips. So please stay tuned and listen to the whole video. I do try to keep these short though, so I do keep your time in mind. To just tell you a little bit about myself, to follow up on my bio that hopefully you've had a chance to read. I've been teaching writing and literature for nearly 20 years. I have a PhD in rhetoric and composition. I did not focus on linguistics during my graduate school career. However, anyone in our field who has a PhD has had to take quite a lot of linguistics and sociolinguistics classes. Sociolinguistics was my favorite, and I was very excited when I first learned about it. We are going to be focusing a great deal on that in this linguistics course, so that is wonderful. We're going to be talking about everything from language change, why it's not such a bad thing, to issues of power in language, to issues of dialect, accent, discrimination based on language, some really cool stuff. We even cover Elvish, so you know you can't go wrong in a graduate course where you get to talk about Elvish. So it's going to be a great journey, and I have enjoyed teaching it. This is only my second term to teach this course in its current form. It was recently revised, and I have to say that the revision was wonderful. Last term was my first time to work with it, and it is fantastic. The stuff that we get to discuss is not only important, but it's a lot of fun, and I think you're going to enjoy this journey. As we get going and as you're starting to think about everything that you're going to have to do, I just wanted to kind of give you a little preview of where we're going. Overall, we are going to be working toward a big paper. When I say big, it's not horribly big. It's about 7 pages, which is not too bad for grad school. It is going to be over an author of your choosing. The tricky part is that it has to be linguistic or sociolinguistic analysis, which for those of you who are literature majors, and this was me as well when I first became a rhetoric major, when you get used to literary analysis, it's a little hard to turn that off and to do a different kind of analysis. But this class is going to require it, and it's not going to be as hard as it seems because every week we're going to be learning new terms and concepts, and so then when it comes time to write that paper, you have all these very specific linguistic terms that you can apply to your analysis. And as you're just pulling in those, it kind of just becomes not so bad to step away from the literary analysis and focus on that language and linguistic analysis. I think you'll find it really enjoyable. I know it opens a lot of students' eyes to the importance of language choices and how the decisions that we make really do have an impact, and we really do have control when we are putting words down about the perceptions of our audience and things like that. So I think you will enjoy that. We do also have some minor projects along the way which will help you build toward that big project. One thing that I really love about this class is that you do a lot of little mini presentations, which is actually the most practical for anyone, probably anyone who's going to any field ever. You do a lot more presentations than you do paper writing, and so it's really cool that you get to practice with some of these here. I am going to be posting some resources on creating PowerPoints and Prezis. There's not a whole lot of instruction on those in the course. It kind of assumes you kind of have some foundational skills in those, but I know not everyone does. But as noted in my intro, I am currently, though I'm in the last few months of it, directing an open source national online writing lab, and we have some resources on Prezis and PowerPoints that should be helpful. Instructional videos, tip sheets, those kinds of things. So I'll be posting those. I'm going to post it a little later in the week though, as I don't want to overwhelm you with lots of information. I did want to offer a few tips on discussions and research. In the research phase of this class, and whenever you are having to cite sources for everything from your presentations to your paper, you want to make sure that you're using quality scholarly sources. This means .com, not so much. This means Wikipedia, no, no, no. We all use Wikipedia. It's the truth, we all do. But it's not considered a scholarly resource. What you want to make sure you're using is peer-reviewed journal articles, which you will be able to find in our library for free, which is wonderful. But we need that peer review because we want to do what we can to eliminate bias and boost credibility in our sources. And since this is grad school, you have to make sure that you're using the resources that we use in our field at the graduate level, and those are going to be peer-reviewed scholarly journal articles. I will post a video later in the week to give you some tips if you've never done research in our library. I'm certainly no librarian, but I can help you get to the basics, and I will post a video walkthrough on that. I also wanted to post some tips about our discussions. We are working at Southern New Hampshire to really raise the bar and make sure that our students are being engaged not only in their papers and projects, but in the discussions as well. So while these discussions are going to be a great place for us to communicate and get to know each other and talk about these issues, you do want to keep in mind that these are also a little bit scholarly as well, not as much as a formal paper or presentation, but I am going to be looking for citations, specific references to our text, specific references to outside reading, at least in your initial postings. And when you do that, you want to make sure that you document according to MLA guidelines. I have posted some resources on MLA. I encourage you to review them, especially the walkthrough videos. They are short, sweet, and fantastic. So be sure to check those out. I think those are the big things I wanted to cover in this welcome. Hopefully just having it in a video will help kind of you process some of this information. I can't tell you how much I enjoy teaching this class and how much I'm looking forward to working with you all. It's a really cool course. It's going to push you. It's going to challenge you, especially if you've been an English teacher who writes edits with the red pen. It will challenge you for sure, but I think you're going to love it. It's fantastic. So sit back, check out all the links, click on things, get comfortable, get your textbook ready. We are going to have a great journey together. Welcome, welcome.